Hey guys, so let's take a look at 3.6. Now 3.6 is basically the same as 3.5. So we are going to be using product and sum all over again, okay? Before we didn't have the coefficient A, which is the leading coefficient, which is the coefficient of the highest power in your expression. There are shortcuts, and there's a reason why I didn't tell you the shortcut. Okay, why? Well, simply you're going to be using that method that I taught you in 3.5 and 3.6 as well. So, what's the point of learning two different ways or many different ways? Let's now have just one way that works for everything. Okay, so we have 3.6. Now, 3.6 is, as I said, product and sum, simply the same thing as 3.5. So let's take a look at example 1. We have 3x squared plus 17x plus 10. Oh, we have a number in the front. Well, it's the same thing we are going to be doing, so let's take a look. Do we have anything in common? We don't have any. So we are going to use product and sum since we have trinomials. So we have the product as the first number times the last number, which is 30. And we have sum as positive 17. Now, after various questions and homework questions and practice and activities in the class, you should be able to find the combination without huge difficulties. So this case we will have 2 times 15. Well, 2 times 15 gives me 30, and 2 plus 15 gives me 17 as well. So we have the combination. So we have 3x squared plus 17x plus 10 as 3x squared plus 2x plus 15x plus 10. So take a look at the first two and the second two. Same method over and over and over again. So 3x squared plus 2x, the greatest common factor of these two is just an x. So we have 3x plus 2. Now the second two terms, the greatest common factor of these two is positive 5, and then it becomes 3x plus 2. Once I have that, the binomials are the same. So we have 3x plus 2 and then x plus 5. See, it's exactly the same thing as 3.5. So you shouldn't have any problem doing example 2. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause, okay? I want you to pause and then take a look at example 2 and see whether you can do this on your own, okay? It shouldn't take longer than, let's say, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Okay, so coming back to example 2, we have 8b squared and then 10b minus 3. By the way, when I say pause and give it a try, you really have to. Okay, do not simply just pretend that you actually paused and give it a try. That's not going to help you. That's not going to get you anywhere else. Okay, make sure you try. If you get it wrong, it is okay. Okay, you are still practicing. You are still learning. So make this opportunity as let's make a mistake. It is okay as long as we learn from that mistake. Okay, so make sure you give it a try when I say pause and give it a try. Now, do I have any common terms? I don't think so. Therefore, I have trinomial. Therefore, I have to use product and sum. So my product here is negative 24. My sum is positive 10. Why is it negative 24? Well, 8 times negative 3 gives me negative 24. So what times what gives me negative 24, and what plus what gives me positive 10? What is the combination of it? Well, in my case, it's going to be 2 and 12. That's going to give me 24. 2 and 12. That's going to somehow give me 10. How I do it? I have to put the negative sign to one of the numbers because the product is negative. Remember, if the product is negative number, the signs of combination numbers are different. So one is negative, one's positive. Therefore, this has to be negative 2. So I have negative 2 times 12 and negative 2 plus 12. So then I have 8b squared minus 2b plus 10b minus 3. Oops, sorry. Plus 12b, my bad. So once I have that, again, group the first two and the second two. So the common factor of these two is 2b and then 4b minus 1. From the second two, we have 12b minus 3, so it will be, positive 3. And we have 4b minus 1. Okay, the reason this is positive is because the first terms, or the b terms, sign is positive, okay? Then we have 2b, then we have common binomials here, so we have 4b minus 1, and then 2b plus 3 as the leftover. You have this, you are pretty much good to go. Now then, let's take a look at example 3 and example 4. I'll give you, let's say, about 6 minutes. See whether you can finish these in 6 minutes. So there's another pause, okay? So example 3, I want you to pause and see whether you can do this on your own, okay? Okay, so let's see whether you can do this on your own. We have 24x squared minus 22x plus 4. So 24x squared minus 22x plus 4, again, the product is, what is the product? 96. Hopefully everyone got the right number. The sum is negative 22. So what times what gives me 96, and what times, and addition of negative 22? This is going to be a quite big process. So we have, well, let's see. We have 4 and 24, not going to work, because when we have 4 and 24, it's not going to give me negative 22. However, since it's the same sign, it should be the same number. So let's try with 6. Okay, so 6 and 96 will be 16. So 6 times 16 gives me 96, and 6 plus 6 gives me negative 22. No, but remember, if the product sign is positive, their signs are, the combinations are, the sign of the combination numbers are the same. So I have negative 6 plus negative 16, which is negative 22. Negative 6 times negative 16 is positive 96. So it works. It works. Now, we then have, I'm going to move up to this side. So we have 24x squared minus 22x plus 4, which is then 24x squared minus 6x minus 16x plus 4. So starting from these two, and then we end up with these two. We have 6x, and then we have 4x minus 1. Now starting from these two, then we have 16 and 4, so it's going to be 4. However, remember, if I said, if we have the negative sign for the x term here, then we put the negative, okay? So it will be 4x minus 1 as well. So the common binomials, which is 4x minus 1, and then the leftover will be 6x minus 4. So you have that, you're good to go. Now again, you have to practice common factors a lot, especially to find these product and sums, okay, these combinations. Why? Well, think about the last case. We have huge number, 96. It's not a small simple number. We need to come up with the combination quickly, right? Now, then let's take a look at example 4, okay? So example 4, we have 18x squared minus 7xy minus y squared. So our product will be No. Why? We have y squared, not a number. No. Do not panic. Okay? So when you have another variable at the end, simply just take a look at its coefficient only. Okay? And you're going to see why in a bit. So the product is not unknown. It is actually the coefficient times the last coefficient, which is negative 18. Okay? And the sum is then the middle one, which is negative 7. So negative 18, well, what times what gives me negative 18 and negative 7 as the sum? I say 2 and 9. 2 and 9, since this is negative number, so the big number has to be negative. Big number has to be negative up here since they're the same. Double check. 2 times negative 9 is negative 18. 2 plus negative 9 is negative 7. So we have 18x squared plus 2. Remember, before we follow the middle sign, so we simply just follow the middle sign or middle variable. So xy minus 9, xy minus y squared. Okay, remember you are just breaking the middle term into the two combination numbers. Okay, so we have the two terms and two terms. From these two, the common factor is 2x. Therefore, I have 9x plus y. And from the second two, I have the common factor as y, but I have negative here, so negative. Then I have 9x plus y. Now, once I have that, the binomials are a common factor. So we can put 9x plus y in the first bracket and 2x minus y as the second bracket, and we are done. Okay? Make sure you practice this a lot. Okay? Make sure you watch the video over and over again if you don't understand this. I am going to upload some extra videos too, so watch them if they are helpful. Okay? Alright, thanks for watching. Bye guys.